Well, hello, good morning. Day one of my Starburst 800, and I'm at the halfway point of the first 300 kilometre, just outside Buckingham Old Jail. And it's still morning, it's just gone 11:45, so I'm making quite good progress. So last night I went to bed just before 9 o'clock and I was hoping to get 6 hours sleep, so I set the alarm for 3 a.m. I just fidgeted, tossed and turned, my mind was quite active, I just had quite a disturbed sleep, to be honest. I did get some sleep, so I remember dreaming, but I woke up not feeling brilliant, to be honest. It's been quite good sort of pace on the way up. Just as I did the turn into Buckingham, I'm sort of aware that I'm turning into a bit of a northwesterly headwind, but I did put some clip-on tri-bars on my bike yesterday for that eventuality. It's not to go fast, I'm not going to bust a gap, it's just basically to sort of limit the damage really. I can save more time just by not faffing around in controls and keeping brakes to a minimum. So next stop, Bath. So I'm back in Bath before 8 o'clock, so it's a sub 15 hour ride, so I'm quite pleased with that. It's quite a slog coming back from Buckingham into the headwind, about 13-14 miles an hour most of the way back. That's about 94 miles of headwind. So I'm back in Bath earlier than I was expecting to be. So the plan now is to have a shower. I've got a meal, just needs to be heating up. It'll be ready for me after I come out of the shower, and then go to bed. I'm going to get 6 hours sleep, so I hope to be in bed for 9 o'clock. So it's now 8:10. So 188 miles, 14 hours, 50 minutes. How do I feel? It's quite a grind coming back, and my lower back's hurting a little bit. I think it's because I was down on the tri-bars quite a lot trying to fight it, and just the front half of my right foot is a little bit numb and sore, and just a little bit of saddle chaffing around the crutch, but nothing worth whinging about. Well, it's just gone 3 a.m. on Sunday now, and I woke up having had 6 hours sleep, and I fell asleep as soon as my head hit the pillow last night, so a really good night's sleep worked a treat. Feel a little bit stiff in my upper thighs, just a little bit of my lower back still aching a little bit. The numb foot's gone, my crutch sort of feels okay. I'll put a bit more cream on that before I leave today. So the aim is now to try and be on the road about 4:15. So here's today's route, Sunday. It's another 300, and the actual square section of this is actually a calendar event which I've nicked. It's a 200 from Tewkesbury, so all I've done is added this loop on from Bath, joined it there, and I'll ride up to Tewkesbury, across over into Herefordshire. Then that little dog leg up there is a control actually on the calendar event. It's actually a garage on the main road. It's got toilets, really good, well stocked shop, and sort of plenty of places to sit around and eat. And then it's back down through the borders, Monmouth, Chepstow, back over. Then you need to continue the square, so do this section of the square twice during the day, then heading back down to Bath tonight. So here's today's weather. Looks like another warm day. It got quite hot at times yesterday, but the good news for me is the winds have really dropped 3-4 miles an hour from a southwesterly. Well, a quick update. It's 7:45 now, and I've just stopped in Malmesbury for 10 minutes. Starting to feel a bit low in energy. I've done that transition from where I'm starting to want savoury stuff now. I needed a bar of chocolate just to get me this far. I wouldn't say I'm struggling, I just feel a bit depleted, so I'm having some ham sandwiches now, which I bought from home for emergencies, and a fizzy drink. And I just suddenly remembered there's a Subway at Brockworth on the outskirts of Gloucester, so I'll probably be there in about an hour and 90 minutes. And there's a chance of getting some bacon and melted cheese there. I just suddenly got a craving for that, and I always go with my cravings. The only danger with that is if you have a craving and you build yourself up to it, and then you get there and it's not open for some reason, it can sort of be a bit of a letdown. But hopefully this is going to do the trick. So it's 10 to 3. I'm at the very northern top left hand corner of the square, just a little dog leg that goes up the garage. Been quite a slog on the way up here actually. I think it's going to be a bit easier in a minute, heading down towards Monmouth and then back over the bridge. So I'm definitely making slower progress than yesterday. It's been quite a slog, but day 2 always is. The fatigue sort of kicks in a little bit. So I'm sort of doing some calculations in my head, trying to work out how much sleep I'm going to get. I'm in 6 hours last night, which is a luxury really. I've said on a previous video, my Avalon sunrise video, I explain why, but I try and break my sleep up into 90-minute cycles. The short answer is to try my best to avoid waking out of a deep sleep. So it's not going to be 6 hours tonight. If I'm lucky, it'll be 4.5. If not, it'll be 3. But I want to be on the road for no later than 4 AM tomorrow. That'll give me 13 3/4 hours to do the final 200. Well, it's 10:26 on Sunday night, so I've just got home after 191 miles. So on the road this afternoon, I sort of did a sort of cost benefit sort of exercise in my head, and I knew I was never going to get 6 hours sleep. I was hoping to get 4.5 hours sleep. That seemed more and more unlikely. I was going to have to really bury myself to get home, and I just figured it'd just be so much more sensible to ease off the gas a little bit, not get home as exhausted, set off a 3 hours sleep, have a little bit more time before going to bed and a little bit more time waking up tomorrow morning as well, because I felt last night, because I knew I could have 6 hours, it was really rushed, so just a bit longer in the shower. On the aches and pains audit, lower back on that side tonight, and for some reason my left tricep's gone quite stiff and sore. It's alright on the bike, just as I sort of like move it to get anything out of my back pocket, it's quite sore. So this is it for tonight. I'm gonna hopefully get in bed about 20 past 11, be asleep for 11:30 hopefully. 3 hours is going to be 2:30, up at 2:30, coffees, breakfast, try and be on the road for 3:30, 4:45. Building in plenty of time for tomorrow, because I could well be very, very tired and I just don't want to be rushing. One little nice thing about finishing tonight, a real great bonus, coming into Bath, all the lights were green, coming every single one, because that can sometimes really tire you out at the end of a long ride. You know, stop, start, just went through them all tonight, so fantastic finish. Well, it's now 3 AM on Monday, and I've been up about half an hour. When the alarm went off, actually I woke up fairly quickly this morning. It took about 10 minutes to get off last night, not as quick as Saturday night. Feel like I've slept quite well. To be honest, don't really notice the difference between having 6 hours and 3 hours sleep. This morning again, my aches and pains, although not completely gone, they'd subdued, but I'm really aware of my thighs being sore and stiff. Having said that, yesterday I started spinning more or less straight away. In fact, I felt like I'd warmed up yesterday much more than the first day when they weren't stiff, so I'd never noticed that before. But on the other hand, I've never sort of really been recording this before. So this morning, I'm going to try and be on the road within about an hour, sort of around about 4 o'clock-ish. So here's the last section of the ride, today's route, 200 kilometres. I've saved the shortest and hopefully the easiest to last. So I leave Bath, and it's an instant climb out of Bath, over the Mendips, then a long drop down into Wales, then it's over the Somerset levels to Burnham-on-Sea, then hugging the coast now, Weston-super-Mare, inland slightly, Clevedon, bit of a climb up over to, and then a drop down into Portishead, and then round the edge of Portbury, crossing the Avonmouth Bridge, and then there's this quite nice section up here. It's quite industrial, but it's a lot of bike paths I've seen to remember. Then it heads up to Severn Beach, up through the Barclay Vale, then it does a turn, that's quite a big climb there, up over Tortworth, and then it's fairly much a drop down back to the bike track, and then the flat finish back into Bath. So just summing up the sleep strategy, really thinking about it. I was a little bit perturbed that I didn't get to sleep that well the night before the ride, and I sort of woke up feeling a little bit drained actually. Saturday night slept really well, the 6 hours. Last night I was wondering how that would sort of compare with just having 3 hours last night. I'll be honest with you, I woke up feeling no different whatsoever. Woke up, my thighs were quite stiff. I soon rode that out. They loosened up yesterday morning. So second cup of coffee, just about to get changed. I'll be on my way again soon for the final leg of the ride. So it's now 6:15. I've stopped at a garage forecourt having a Costa coffee and one of my ham sandwiches. Same as yesterday, I needed a bit of chocolate in the first hour just to keep me going. Now I've got the craving for savoury food again. One of the thoughts I had coming along the Mendips actually, I think the reason today feels so much easier is because like mentally I just know it's a shorter day and I'm on the sort of home straight, and bar an accident, so illness, I'm going to get round you in time. When I last did a Starburst ride last year, I did 1,000 km from my home. I did 3 days of 300, and then the final night, after a couple of hours sleep, I went out and did 100 kilometres, and I just remember I felt the same then, just wow, this is so easy compared to yesterday and the day before. And one thought did occur to me when I've done a 7 and an 800 this year. If I ever considered doing a 900, it'd probably be 3 days of 300, and would I get the same buzz on the last day? Feeling it's a bit easier? The honest answer is I don't know, but it makes me want to sort of try it. So not this year. I don't want to be a train spotter collecting numbers, but possibly next year, just to sort of see how it goes. But yeah, certainly start thinking I wouldn't have this sort of advantage I feel I've got today. Well, that's it. Finished 10 to 5 on Monday. Got about 55 minutes of my time allowance left, so absolutely fantastic timing. And what was even better, really, is coming along the bike track, it's starting to come on to rain for the last 20 minutes. Been sheltered by the canopy of trees. Just as I did the last mile or so on the road, you can tell it's coming on a bit heavier. Just got fantastic timing, so all in all, been a fantastic event. I think the sleep strategies work quite well. I don't feel drained like I used to do after really long rides. I finished at quite a reasonable time. I'm going to try and sort of get straight into a normal sleep pattern, sort of not go to bed now, try and wake to about 9-10 o'clock tonight, and then just maybe not set the alarm tomorrow, and just see if time will tell the next few days whether it's worked. But at the moment I feel fine. I don't feel shattered at all. A bit stiff and sore in places, that's for sure, but yeah, not wiped out like I used to. So with that, I'll sign off till next time.